What's up, guys? 01 here. Today I'm going to be speaking to you about To Kill a Mockingbird. The film is based off of a novel with the same title, written by Lee Harper. It also won a Pulitzer Prize, published in 1960. The film came out in December 25th, 1962, and it was directed by Robert Mulligan. Cinematography was done by Russell Harlan, and also the screenplay was done by Horton Foote. Now, it takes place during the 1930s, which is the Great Depression, and the location is actually a small town in Alabama. Yeah, it was actually filmed in California, so that was pretty good because, I mean, imagine filming in the middle of summer in Alabama. That's pretty hardcore. And it deals with Scout, Jim, and Dill, which are these kids that were actually looking through the eyes of a 10-year-old, an 11-year-old, and I think a 12-year-old. And Atticus Finch, which is the father of Scout and Jim, have to basically represent a black man. And during that time period, as most of us know, a black man was known as a second-class citizen. But it wasn't just that, but there's other different things that the film was trying to portray or trying to teach the audience about not just being racist, but also being prejudiced, and also how people survive or how they try to live during a time period everything was scarce. There wasn't that much financial gain because it was during the Great Depression, so it just affected everything. Now, another thing that I really loved about this film was the acting. The acting was done extremely well. Mr. Gregory Peck won an Academy Award for Best Actor, and actually the film actually won 3 Academy Awards: Best Actor, Best Screenplay, and Best Art Director. And it also stars Robert Duvall, and that's actually his first film that he did. Now, Robert Duvall, we all know him from Deep Impact, Gone in 60 Seconds, John Q, and many other things. So the man has been around. He's been here for decades. Now, the story was just it was just done well. The director did an amazing job working with the kids. Scout, asking Atticus, her father, why do you have to represent that black man? I mean, it's kind of like it was a norm to just consider them as, subspecies. And I love what Atticus told Scout. He says, if I don't do it, then I can never look at myself again, or I can never look at myself in the mirror. And that was so cool because nowadays when we have heroes flying all over the place, with all these superpowers, you see how a father can be a big giant influence on their own kids and what it takes to be a real man. And it was just, it was done very well. Russell Harlan did an amazing job with cinematography. There was a part in the film where the kids are actually coming home from, I think, a play, or not actually a festival, and just the way the wind just blew, the way the shrubs on the branches moved, it was done very well, very creepy. And Mr. Brock Peters, who played Tim Robinson, also did a phenomenal job on the court. And in Mr. Peterson, Mr. Tim Robinson, which is portrayed by Brock Peters, was taken to court, and Atticus Finch has to represent him. And it's something that, I mean, it's very, very, during that time period, very touchy subject, to represent a black man of basically who was supposedly already convicted by the society, even without, this final verdict, or even before he was taken to court, he was already convicted by the society that he lives in, that he was already to blame for raping a Caucasian woman. And that's something. It tells us about, how our culture may say something is right, but yet they can be totally off, totally wrong. And Scout, Jim, and Dill, which is one of their friends, Dill was a very interesting character. He really was. he was. I remember one time they were trying to. One of the, I think, was it his aunt was trying to clean him up, and he does an amazing expression of like, take your hands off me. It was hilarious, and it's funny even up to today. It's like, man, the vocabulary, and it goes to show you that you don't have to have a big giant special effects, big giant explosions, or big giant state of the art cameras to convey a story like To Kill a Mockingbird. And the reason why it's called To Kill a Mockingbird is, well, you know what? I'm not going to ruin it for you. Some of you who have not seen the film, I recommend you watching it with your family. I think you should have, it's a pretty clean film, but there are certain topics that they speak about that I think you should, just to be warned ahead of time. You're dealing with the topics like rape, you're dealing with topics like racism, you're dealing with topics with prejudice, you're dealing with topics with, things that, I think a 15-year-old should watch this film, but a 9 or 8-year-old, no. So thank you so much, and please subscribe, leave any comments, be responsible, and Jesus is King. You have a great day. Peace.